back, everyone. I'm joined by Jorge Cori and Nodirbek Abdusattorov, who just finished in a draw. It seemed like an exciting game from my part, even though it might have been more exhausting for you guys than exciting. So why don't you guys show me through the critical points of the game and what moments actually were the most interesting to you? So feel free to...
Okay, so I think one of them was. Oh, it doesn't work.
Yeah, here.
So maybe after you played C6, you were slightly better.
Yes.
So then
Yeah.
move c6 by black, yeah?
Yes. Move 14.
Okay, so in this position you felt
Sorry.
like black was better?
Yeah. If I-
Yeah. Wow.
If not C6,
Sorry.
because if not C6, the other moves like
Not turn on? This is. It is turn on. Okay.
I also considered bishop C8 instead of C6. Bishop C8, and here white has
Knight
F4.
D3 or F4.
F4.
Yeah, looks good.
And white
F4,
is, yeah.
he takes F4, she takes bishop F6,
Yeah.
and rook G3.
Yeah. Looks good for white.
Yeah, so
So
I decided to play C6.
yes.
I didn't like my position here. So I have to decide if I should take or knight d3, but I didn't like this. Bishop takes, queen e2, queen d7. So if knight d3 to try to trade knights, knight e6, and then
To put
knight
my
d4 is coming.
defense.
So if bishop e3, queen b7, and all of this is kind of forced.
Yeah.
And if I play f3 to defend this pawn, then f5.
Perfect Sveshnikov for black, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what I have to do. Or maybe here bishop g5 looks good for black.
Yeah, bishop g5 also looks nice to exchange the weak
Yeah.
bishop. Yeah, so you didn't like this so much for white, so you decided to go for the exchange of some pieces.
Yeah, somehow I felt that if I trade this knight, I will be fine somehow.
I'm quite surprised by your evaluation, Nodirbek. Did you also think your position was slightly better?
I thought I'm not bad for sure. And I thought also I have a small edge, and
This is nice because both me and my co-commentator were looking and trying to evaluate, and we just say, okay, white has space, white is slightly better.
Oh, really?
And let's move on to the next game. And we didn't see
What?
the proper details of the position of how difficult it is for white. So
That's funny.
So not only the viewers, I also learn things and from your games, and you're playing a lot of fighting chess, so it's nice.
Oh.
C takes d5, and now knight c5, bc5, c takes d5,
yes,
and bishop g5.
yeah. Instead of bishop g5, it's
Yeah,
also interesting to play a4
Yeah,
to fix
I agree.
the b2 pawn.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like rook a3,
Yeah,
bishop a6,
yes.
rook e1, bishop b5,
Mm-hmm.
and bishop f1.
Yes. This is a weakness, but this is also a weakness. Yeah.
Yeah,
queen d7 maybe?
it was also interesting, but yeah, I played bishop g5.
Yeah. Instead, yeah, here.
Yeah, instead.
So now you took an f4.
Yeah, f4
So
is challenging.
Were you trying to equalize in this position?
I wasn't sure if I was trying to equalize or...
Just playing actively.
Yeah.
Just playing the best moves you see and hope for the best. Yeah.
You know what's funny is that after c6 I was like, oh no, what am I doing? I'm white and I'm already worse.
Yeah.
But here I think it's kind of equal after f4.
Yeah. And now queen e7. And f5 is a very ambitious move. You suddenly play for the attack.
Oh, really?
in a
Also-
way. But without this bishop on c1, it's not so easy to attack in these positions. Yeah? And this bishop is not good enough to help out. And you immediately went for counterplay on the queen side.
Yeah.
So f6, h4,
H4.
bishop a6, rook
Six.
f2. All the moves are the most
Forcing,
natural moves.
yes.
Probably in blitz you both will play the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rook b8,
True.
g4, rook b4, rook g3,
G3, yeah.
rook a b8, queen c1.
Instead of queen c1, it was
yes.
also interesting to play b3.
Sorry? Yeah,
B3.
b3, yeah.
Oh, I was scared of A4.
a4.
a4. Like
Quite scary.
king h2
Yeah.
And now probably takes. Yeah?
takes
And
Oh no, are you sure about this? C4?
c4.
Maybe.
also queen b7 comes to mind.
Yeah.
The idea
Yeah.
of rook takes b3
Yeah.
after g5. Um,
Like rook a2, maybe.
rook a2,
Oh. Good move.
maybe c4.
Yeah, maybe it's time.
No, but c4 is it's changing the weakness. I don't like that, but
Sorry. So instead maybe
instead maybe
bishop doesn't have a square though. It's hard
a
to.
little bit stuck
But
at the
wait, but why not C4?
c4 takes, bishop takes,
Yeah, it's not good for black.
a3.
rook b1 maybe,
Yeah.
bishop something f1, I don't know.
And then queen b6 maybe or something.
Queen b6 coming for g1.
Queen c2.
Oh, wait,
this is
wait.
not possible.
Maybe
Maybe bishop f1,
Yeah,
and if you take, then I want this.
true. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Or queen b2 coming next.
Somehow this g5 is a bit slow now.
g5. You can even take if you want.
No, no.
No?
What I mean,
King
rook
move.
b2
King h2.
maybe.
King h8.
Yeah.
Also rook b2 is coming.
It's probably easier for black to find the counterplay here, but it's still unclear, yeah? I mean, I don't know who to prefer. Probably need
After
time to think and
rook
then
b2.
Yeah, rook b2.
Rook b2.
Trade everything on g2 and then queen b2.
yeah. And white has weaknesses here, but black has
Yeah.
a weakness here. So who's better? Let's say queen c3 or
Queen
something.
c3. Yeah.
Takes.
Takes rook g2. And
And queen b2.
b1, b1. Queen b1.
yeah.
And now black probably
Now black
is-
wins, yes.
wins. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more dangerous for white if you play b3 because now the black pieces are coming faster. So you exchange the weakness with c4, but you manage to bring your heavy pieces to the attack. It's possible, but you didn't like it, right?
No.
So queen c1 instead. Now everything seems forced, yeah? Queen b7, g5,
Instead of queen b7, it was interesting c4. To play
c4,
c4, yeah.
g5, yeah?
G5.
Yeah.
Queen a7 or...
Queen
Yeah.
a7.
Mhm.
Oh. Oh.
And now
And now
Wait,
g
what?
takes f6.
rook b2,
I didn't see this.
b2.
rook g7,
Rook g7, queen g7. Rook b2.
sorry,
Rook
just
takes
a
b2.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, just wanted to see
Yeah.
for a moment, to
Yeah.
What's
enjoy,
happening?
to appreciate the position for a moment. Yeah, okay, sorry.
Queen a7.
Queen a7,
Yes. King h2.
Yes.
rook
Probably rook b2. Queen b2.
it looks bad for
Oh,
black.
Yeah. No. Black
No.
is losing.
Bishop f3 coming. And, but maybe queen d4 or queen
No.
d3.
Queen c7, I thought.
Oh.
Somehow.
Bishop f3 maybe.
Bishop f3, c3.
Queen g2.
King f8.
Uh,
Somehow it
g5.
looks dangerous, but
queen g5. I think white
Oh,
is winning
no.
here.
Yeah.
Queen h6 and bishop h5.
Yeah,
is
there's
coming.
no time for c2 and promote.
Yeah.
but it was close.
Yeah, but it's funny, like one mistake and white is winning or black is
Yeah.
winning, and yeah,
Oh,
C4.
can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
Here. So after rook g3, I thought you were thinking to play rook d4. Yeah. So with the idea of bishop d3 and put pressure on e4, and then rook b8, rook b4.
So let me demonstrate just for the viewers, like this, yeah?
Yeah. So I wanted to play first queen c1, but
Bishop
then,
d3?
Yeah, that's. So I'm not sure if queen e1 or queen e3.
Queen e3, maybe.
Yeah, but and then
G5?
rook b8, g5, and
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about this.
Rook g4.
Oh, and I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe king h8.
Probably h5 or something, no?
Or bishop f3, also interesting. Looks.
Oh, and rook g2, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Bishop f3 or yeah.
Yeah, this looks strong.
Looks better for white, yeah?
Hmm. Yeah,
So-
it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sure. So this is a nice line. Rook d4 was an option, but the most straightforward is just rook a b8, bringing the rook with tempo, and the queen with tempo. Yeah. Now we play g5.
Hmm.
It's only moves for both sides. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
rook takes b2, rook takes b2, rook queen takes b2, takes, and gf. And just to mention, I thought maybe it's good to give a check if king f2 to try to make a draw. And
Wait,
if king h2 to.
But the king is going to e1, right? Or e3, yeah.
e3 or
e3 or e1.
Yeah.
king e3?
Yeah.
And then it's probably losing.
It's good for white, yeah?
Hmm.
Just
Well,
an
I
idea.
like it e1 because there is this idea. So
And then take with no.
take,
Yeah.
take.
Yeah, this is
And
also
then-
bishop f1, bishop
Yeah,
C8,
this is funny.
b5,
because
yes.
This is
It's winning
this is
for
just
white.
losing.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
I saw this.
So
yeah.
maybe this idea
Yes, the bishop is trapped.
by black is not ideal.
I need one tempo.
Yeah. Here king e1. And there are no other options that seem logical. g6 you take an h5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rook a2, f takes
Just-
g7,
Takes an h5. If rook were a2 then
f
yeah.
takes g7. maybe.
Yeah, this is probably lost
Yes.
immediately. Yeah, so maybe the check was not always so good, but you thought about it, right?
No, actually I played very
Quickly?
quickly, yes.
Yeah,
G7.
rook
Rook
b7.
b7. Like my previous coach used to tell me that in endgames it's always easy to miss intermediate checks, especially in rook endgames. And it's always important to look at them. This time I managed to look, but not to evaluate.
No, but it's
That's what
actually
happens
true.
in my games usually. So yeah, rook b7, king f2.
Yeah.
Now, so I thought you will play fg followed by rook a3, but then probably rook c7, right? Or
Rook c or c4,
Or
right?
c4.
or
Yeah.
c4 followed
I thought
by
c4.
rook c7, just with the idea of rook a5, bishop d3, and just
Yeah.
very strong counterplay.
Yeah.
So
But after rook a5, c4, I think is the best. So I mean, rook c7, rook a5, c4.
c4 immediately.
C4.
Yeah. So if I take c3 and the rook cannot come back.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So instead
Yeah,
of this, probably you should not go for material anyway. In this position, you played king f2. After 18 minutes of thought, so were you trying to play for a win or for a draw? I mean, in terms of evaluation, not result.
Well, the point is, if I see a way to win, I will go for it, but I couldn't find it.
But it's like you thought it's an easy draw if you just exchange everything, right? Or not?
Yeah, I mean, I
So
was
you-
trying to find any possible way to try to win, but I couldn't find.
Yes,
So
any chance? Yeah.
that's
so,
why I trade rooks.
Yeah. So king f2, your opponent.
Yeah.
Bishop c4, very active. Fg, and now exchanging everything. A3, bishop d3, king e3, and c4. bishop f3, bishop e1.
Yeah, here it's totally draw.
And this is just fortress, yeah? Nothing to do, and you repeated moves, and the draw was agreed. Overall, okay, the game probably was not very sharp from your perspective, but at least for me and Dina as commentators, when we looked at it, we saw this attack on the king side and the counterplay on the queen side. And you know, we have Leko against Georgiadis with this very solid play. So we were very excited and couldn't understand the evaluation. We thought white was better. You say it's black who was slightly better. Then we thought at the end, like, white tries to play for a win. You say it's a draw.
Actually, here I can play
Yeah.
for something else, but I think it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So after, yeah, so here I want to try take, oh wait a second. So h5 first,
Yes.
to try to play h6. So
King f8.
yeah, so the move
king
king
f8,
f8, take, rook here. So there is a funny thing that if I try to play rook here, so if rook a7, there is bishop f1,
So it was also
and I can try to do
play for a
something.
win,
Yeah,
But
but
rook b7.
yeah, this rook
b7
b7 was nice.
Seven.
yeah,
Rook takes, rook b2,
yeah.
and just
Yeah, in
True.
rook endgame, it's always best to play for activity than material. Yeah, I mean generally as a rule. So,
So,
rook c3,
take,
bishop a2,
rook-
take here,
bishop b1,
here.
rook take. Oh, okay, now you said rook c7, right? But I was afraid of rook g2 maybe.
Yeah, it was also interesting.
that it
Playing
was,
for a win.
I'm not sure if I'm playing for the win anymore. No, just kidding. It should be
Black
draw
might
somehow.
have chances, yeah.
Bishop f5.
Yeah, bishop f5. And I'm not
Sounds-
sure what's happening.
It's probably close to a draw, yeah.
Yeah,
But if
I
someone
guess.
would play for a win, would it be white or black from your understanding, like intuitively speaking?
I guess white, but black is
black.
not. Nice. But the thing is that you are not forced to go for this. I mean, you can just play rook c7 or something else.
Yes. So
And
you're
it's
giving
still
him a
draw.
choice to play for a win. So
Yeah,
maybe,
so that's
maybe it's better not to give so much choice. So yeah, it's depending on the style. Some players like Ivanchuk, at least what I heard, is he would think for 1 hour, only to allow rook g2, and he will calculate until the end, just to have some winning chance. But then most players, when they see so many options, they just prefer to avoid it, yeah, and be practical and not to take risks. Would you mind if I ask you about the remaining games for a moment, like for a few minutes?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a game between Leko and Georgiadis. Oh, and actually we also have the game between Bogner and Maksudlu, which ended in a win for white. This was actually an interesting position. Like,
Oh, it was made
I-
in that year.
yeah, I will show you just one thing. So we had this position, which is very solid, and I'm saying, I was speaking like as if I get this with white in rapid tournaments. I always lose with white. I don't know what to do. Then 4 moves later, we have this position, and knight takes a6, and white is winning. So
Oh,
yeah.
did he blunder?
I don't know. Maybe there is some idea that white attacks even after queen c7 that I didn't find. But yeah, this was a very interesting game. We will probably talk to the players soon enough.
But this is very uncomfortable for black to play. I mean, not right now, before.
Yeah, yeah. You mean this position is uncomfortable?
Yeah, because there are many weaknesses, c5, e5,
Yeah.
f5,
C5, E5, or
F-
A.
a5, f5,
Yeah,
And
because
also-
of this G5 push.
yeah.
So there are a lot of weaknesses, and white is just playing on both wings and has some space advantage. Yeah, that's why I play it with white all the time. But it's just that the practice is always, doesn't show the real evaluation. So let's have a quick look just at Leko versus Georgiadis. So first of all, just with quick look, how would you evaluate this? Draw? Yeah.
Totally draw.
Some chances maybe, or we didn't look at this position yet. Just fishing your intuition. do you have some, like as white, would you continue for a few more moves?
Maybe a
black
few.
to move and
Is it black to move?
yes,
Uh,
he took rook a6.
yeah. This must not be true that he thought for
Yeah.
50 minutes on this move. I don't believe this is the case. Doesn't make sense. But yeah, so beforehand, the critical position that we looked at was this. I will probably ask them soon, but so here, this position, white to play. We thought white was better, d takes c5, and now black decided not to take on c5 but played queen a6.
Wow.
And again, intuitively speaking, when looking at this position, without calculating, how would you evaluate it? Just,
White is slightly better.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
white should be, I mean, more active here or something. Yeah, the knight on g6 is out of the game, and he currently has a pawn up, and this d5 pawn is a weakness. We thought Peter should go on for the win, but just after the previous interview and this one, I look at it again, and suddenly they have this position. And actually, Nico surviving it is such a nice achievement. So, and one last thing, if you don't mind me testing you, just
no.
one more thing, and then
I'm very bad at puzzles.
yeah, just imagine I'm your coach for a moment. Just kidding. No, just here, white to move, and let's say here, just this is Shankland with white against Vidit.
Oh, I think I saw the
Vidit
game.
just played the move f6.
Was Rook C1 the move? That's the game.
In the game, it took on g6 and they just went for
Oh, I
opposite
see.
colored bishops and made a draw later. And my question to you is, first of all, what are the first, let's say 2-3 moves that come to mind? Let's say that's g6, but what are the other 2 moves that you would calculate, just jump into your mind when you think of this position? There is no test, there's no tactic here that wins immediately.
Oh.
Just want to see, pick your brains a little, if I may.
Queen g4.
Queen g4, and you said rook c1, yeah?
I mean, that's what I saw and when you were analyzing it.
Ah, with them. So
Yeah.
rook c1. Okay, it's not. We don't check anything with engines, but someone from the crowd mentioned in the break with the idea bishop d5, rook c7, and if bishop c5 to sacrifice on c5, it looks nice. And now queen g4. Let's say the move bishop takes d5, just in your
Rook a d1.
rook a d1, c6,
Oh.
and
Knight d4.
94. And how do you evaluate this position? Like just, I mean, without calculating. It's
no.
okay to make mistakes. Yeah, just to see how you look at the position. Like, what would you think here? And we don't know the truth. Yeah, just
I would prefer white.
yeah, and
I would also.
yeah, and yeah. The thing is that Sam mentioned that he looked at this position, and for some reason he missed 94. And after looking at it in the interview, he decided white is completely winning, and Vidit was worried about it. But for some reason he decided not to go for it. So, do you have? So, now that I asked about the position, you will understand my question better. Do you have these cases of blindness when you calculate a line, and then you miss this one move that changes the whole evaluation, and then look at something else and miss some, you know, the winning or the strong variation that you could play in a better position? Like, does it happen to you sometimes? I mean,
With me, it happened a couple of times, but fortunately I don't lose those games.
just like Sam here.
Yes,
And
I think it happens with all.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not that surprising moment.
It's mutual blindness can happen sometimes. Yeah. And for you, like when you analyze, calculate a position during the game and miss such a line, how do you normally work on it at home? How do you fix such problems like blindness in the calculation? Is it just playing lots of blitz or like solving exercises, or just talking to a coach or something about the technique? Like what's the what's the advice for the viewers to not miss such moves or misevaluate such lines?
I guess solving puzzles is the most easier way to try to avoid these problems. It actually happens to me every single game.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm asking it. I'm not asking for the viewers, to be honest. I just want to...
Actually, yesterday in the game against Biel in the last position, I didn't realize I was completely lost. I mean, he was going to make me to move, and I was like, what can I do? And then I realized, oh my god, I'm getting checkmate.
Yeah. So one thing I heard from a book author that showed a lot of examples. It's coming out on Quality Chess soon. It's not yet out. It's about creative moves that humans miss, and then the engines show in the analysis very easily. So he gave me the advice that player who's calculating should, when you see a critical line, always calculate one move ahead, like one more move. Stay on this line for at least 2-3 minutes longer before moving to the end game calculations and all these things, because once you drop the line from your head, then you can no longer get back to it. Like our mind gets fixed on, okay, Queen G4 is not working, and then we just check all these other lines. So it's like, would you think it's something that can be applied, like good advice?
It's a good idea, I think.
Yeah, to
actually.
keep calculating for a little bit longer, and yeah. So yeah, that's quite something that I want to test, but I wish to receive a little bit more opinions on this part. Yeah. So overall, a very interesting game. I thank you very much for coming here. We have Jorge Cori, Nodirbek Abdusattorov. We'll take a short break and get back to you soon with perhaps another game that has finished. Thank you very much.